I'm Bob Moffett.
Jesse McCollum.
You left the back door open back there.
I know. Well, you're making a lot of smoke in my
I know.
pristine TIG
Kevin's
shop.
Kevin's on your old time angle iron back there with the lead paint or something. But I wanted to run some stuff on this machine because I've heard about all these hot start features and everything. I want to test the guts in it. Is that all right?
Yeah, we haven't had any videos on the 280 STH, so we had Bob up here at the shop. We thought, what a better time to try out the powerful 280 STH on some 6010,
You know, I like
7018.
running those stick electrodes and making those machines squat a little bit, make them talk.
So yeah, we figured we'd have you run some open route 6010, show how that thing runs, and then we were talking about maybe playing around with the hot start, showing you guys a good representation of what the hot start does. Going kind of wild on the hot start settings and showing
max it out.
Yeah, max it out. Show how powerful of a setting it is.
Take some 6010, blow a hole in there, blow a bolt hole in there. My personal preference on the hot start in the Arc Force is I don't run a whole lot. I run the hot start a little bit on the root pass, but the Arc Force I don't run it real high until I get to the hot pass.
Yeah.
Then I like to use it for gouging and cleaning out and stuff because I don't like to grind, you know.
Yeah.
And we'll show you that. Which way you want me to run the root? Uphill, downhill, horizontal? I don't want to run it overhead. I'm too lazy.
You don't want me to hold it with the ground?
Oh, don't do that.
I always like people complaining about running rod downhill, so let's
you want to go downhill?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
I like to make the haters mad, so let's play the
3/8
downhill game.
I stuck this in the Evolution saw at 30 degrees and reclaimed it. I put about a nickel thickness of root face on it, and I'll put about that much in the gap as well. I'm going to turn it up about 85 amps. 1/8 inch 6010. Is this 1/8 inch 6010?
That's 1/8 inch 6010.
It is.
The old red rod.
The old red rod, the original. Like that stuff. So about whatever the root face is what I like to run the gap. However, you said we're running downhill. Might skinny that up a little bit and turn the amperage up. Let's see what we do with about.
So running downhill, you'll tighten the gap up.
I will.
Versus running uphill.
And run the amperage up a little bit, and so I can run it hot and push it in there. I want to establish a keyhole, but I want it to follow and fill and freeze behind me. So I'll run about 3/32 in the gap on this one. Uphill, I run slightly bigger gap. Unless we're feeling frisky, we'll throw a $100 bill in there. That'd be the gap. That's called the Franklin fit. You got to know your machine when you do that, because you want to be able to adjust those arc features. So we're going to start out 1/8 inch 6010. We are on standard mode. We're going to switch this. You better get out of the way of the camera. We're going to switch this to the cellulose setting, right?
Yes, sir.
I got 5 amps. I don't think that'll do it.
I don't think that'll be enough.
I'm going to go 85.
You got course adjustment by pushing in there too, Bob.
Got what?
You got course adjustment you push that knob in, you get course adjustment too.
Okay. I want to go, let's see. So I'm over here in this menu and I go Arc Force. I'll go 20 on it. Hot start time, negligible. 0.2. Hot start amps. Is this a percentage above what I have the face set
Yeah,
at?
so if you're at 85 amps and you're at 10% hot start, you're going to get 85 plus 10.
Nice. You just go up. Yeah. Okay. So we'll do that. You might not notice it though on camera. When we go to the hot pass, you will notice it because we're gonna max it all out. Okay.
At a low percentage, you won't notice it as much. So especially low time.
And let's go 10%. So that's plus 8.5 amps, right?
Yep. It's gonna be about 93 amps or so.
Let's tack up, see what we get.
You're gonna get my fancy hood all cruddy.
I don't know if the viewers picked that up, but I could on the hot start.
I could see it up close. I don't think it'll show as good far away on camera.
We'll give them a good
tour,
good demo here in just a minute. Let's see. I want to be like want to be like this for the camera guy. Can I come back over here? No, I can't. I got to be somewhere in here like this. Is that right? Is that good? Okay. You don't want me to lean this back any at all, do you?
Probably not.
Okay. I do in training purposes, so it's easier for the camera guy to see. And all right, we'll stand it up pretty straight. For some reason, I don't think that's enough.
Enough hot start or enough amperage?
Amperage, just basic amperage. So I'm going to go up to 95. The shorter the arc length, the more I'm depositing, right? So I want to be able to push it in there and gouge a little bit. I still want to use the capability of the rod, which is gouging and fast freeze. You're going to start a war running downhill, huh? All right. Didn't feel like enough. I'm gonna go 105. I goofed up, man. I snuffed this rod out, so I went back and feathered this where it stopped. So I'm gonna start right above it, let the arc establish, go down over that shelf right there, and see, hopefully bust through the backside. Here we go. Let us pray. Oh, Jesse, I would raise my hood and drink some coffee, but Okay. Lovely, lovely.
I don't think I could have ran any smoother.
No, I ran pretty smooth, really. I didn't, I haven't run the original stuff in a long time. I'm just gonna rake the slag out of this quickly. Wire brush it. Actually, I'm gonna bring it over here. I can touch it with a grinder. I don't want to go crazy with it because we want to show these arc force features next. We're not attempting to make an absolute code procedure weld. We're gonna get this slag and stuff out of here. I'm very confident this machine will blow this stuff out of here.
So a process like this, Bob, where would you typically run into something where this is important? Like this kind of procedure you're doing here, where's something that'll come up like this in the field or in the industry?
Structural work, there's a lot of pre-approved procedures for stick. However, you want to pick one that matches your application. If you're doing piping and stuff, generally cross-country pipelines will do downhill routes, and usually it's cellulose all the way out. However, now we've got new rods at 8045 P2s. They're downhill low hydrogen deposits. So speed and deposition are there, but it's a low hydrogen deposit. So, typical applications of buildings, construction, code work, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We're not doing a code per se. I'd be surprised if it doesn't blow any discontinuity of slag out of here. So I want to go from here. We're going to do this hot pass. We're going to do it downhill again, right? I'm going to go up to like 120. but I want to max out these the hot start and the dig, what we call it, or arc force. So we'll go up in amperage to 120. I'd say 120, 125.
You said
Go
120.
125. What's a couple of amps amongst friends? Come on.
I can always go down 5.
So arc force, we're at 20. Come on. What's it go to? 100? Arc force. 100%
Arc force.
arc force. I'm scared. No, I'm not. Let's go to hot start time. What's the max on this? Oh, let's go 2 seconds. That's a long time.
Should be hot.
Hot start amps. We're at 10%. What are we gonna do?
100%.
Max it out. Come on, let's do
So
it.
200.
So this, I'm not gonna blow a hole, am
I
I?
have 240 amps. For
Wow.
2 seconds.
I might be blowing a boat hole in here. I don't know. An oleo.
Need to get a backstop to protect my TV back there.
Woo! Somebody strap me down. I might blow myself away here. All right, here we go. Definitely a hot start for the whole 2 seconds. Definitely digging. Generally a hot start or hot pass. I'm gouging and I'll gouge and I'll lift up.
So I did notice that the arc was pretty stable most of the way, and every now and then it had a little spit. Was that it pulling something out, kicking something back out?
Yeah, that and the nature of the flux.
Yeah.
I was hanging on for dear life up here. I mean, I wasn't stitching, I was going. I didn't scared to blow
I think
through.
you moved about 3 inches in about half a second.
So now I'm curious. Do you have a flat wire wheel? I'll run this cup brush on. I just want to wire wheel this thing off and just look at the surface.
I don't think I have. All my stuff got burned up, so I'm still recollecting stuff. I don't think I have a flat wire wheel.
The hand wire brush right in front of you there. No, that's a good one too.
You move it fast
Except
enough.
for the Coca-Cola that got.
You move it fast enough, it's basically a flat wire wheel.
I'm working out a buddy of mine's shop on the Oklahoma-Kansas state line, and it's kind of cold in there. I left a can of pop, and it froze and exploded all over my tools and stuff. I thought it was something he was cooking in there. All right, I'm going to move this a little bit to get to the edge. I'd say we dug everything out of a pretty clean deposit.
Wow.
Wow. Goodness sakes.
I don't think I ran a 60-10 looking that good, Bob.
Well, we're just going. We're trying to get it done. What's this? Hot pass rod. Let's do it. So, so this was. I mean, that's extreme. I don't want to go the amperage. I don't want to go the time, but I want it to be hot.
Yeah.
And we'll run another hot pass in there just to flush it up a little bit. So, still on the, say, let's go here. And that is the arc force. Go down to 35. Be friendly, go to 35. Time, 0.7, that's a good blast, right? And then I'll start amps. I don't think we need to go 100. We were at 125, so let's go down to 30. 30% of 125 added to it. 150, 160 amps.
160.
That's a good blast. And that'll get us, and we're only going for 7/10 of a second. So it should be a good little punch, and then we go, right? Oh, I like that. This is a bloody smooth start there.
Yeah, we reworked the programming on the cellulose rods a couple years ago, and the arc starts for stick on all of the machines have gotten a lot better.
Yes, they have. I've noticed that.
I'm pretty prone to sticking a rod, and it's been a while since I've stuck a rod on the new machines.
I'm stuck. Got my hand over here at the edge of the table. So I just want to get set again and go.
Bob, when you were teaching, did you make your students run stubbies on test plates?
I'm sorry, what?
When you were teaching, did you make your students run stubbies on test plates? Like if they were throwing away
Yeah,
rods,
you
if
don't
they
throw
were
away rods in my
if
class.
they were throwing away
That's a
rods like that, you'd make them run them.
yeah, I would.
My high school welding instructor, if anything was less than 4 inches and it was in the bucket, you were running rods on your test plate.
I came in the classroom one. I mean, I was hacked off
Running
because
stubbies.
mean, you're running a program, you got a budget, right? So we're throwing away half rods. I just told them how much money you make. You know, it's your job. They told me, and I said, well, give me half of it. That's fair. You're throwing half the crap in the trash can. I mean, gee whiz. You, what did I just do? Finished up a little bit of a hot pass. I didn't need a whole brand new rod for that. You're going to tack up. You're getting some odd places. The short rods are better. When I'm running cats like uphill and low hydrogen rods, you know what? I like starting with my offhand, which I for stick. I like running those half rods. They're already hot. It's easier to manipulate a shorter rod, is it
Yeah.
not? That's just, I mean, it's not cheating. It's being aware of what's going on around you. So here's a semi-flush. Now we're a little low. I want to do something here. I don't know. Do I want to go uphill with 7018?
Might as well.
Okay.
Change it up a little bit.
We're gonna test out another machine, aren't we?
Here in a minute.
Okay. So here's some 332. Yep. 7018. So I'm gonna change this now to standard rod, standard mode. Here's where I don't like the arc force with the low hydrogen rods. I like to run them soft and buttery, so I'm going to put this at 15. Again, I'm not running this machine again. I'm looking to see what it's doing. The hot start time, I'll probably drop that down to a 0.5, and then hot start amps, 20. We don't like porosity in our starts, but then again, we don't want to blow the rod up either, blow the material up. I want to buff this. That's fairly low, but you know what? I'll work it. I'll stay with it. I'll hang in there. And there's times I'd hit that again, like it's on the side of a piece of pipe. I'd hit it again, but I'll hang in there with it. I'll drop the amperage down. Now here's where the fine patrons, the viewers, have uh, really dinged me hard. I'll run that down 72. I think I have a lot to fill, so therefore I'm going to have a fluid pool. But what else is going on? My material's preheated.
Yeah, you're already hot.
I mean, I go cool it off, but we're making a video. We want to keep going. Camera guy gets paid a bunch of money per hour, doesn't he? Like crane operator. Golly. Anyway, so the plate's hot. 72 amps, I'm confident with. Plus, we have some hot start stuff. Let's try this, see what happens. We'll know it instantly. Within 2 seconds. If something's wrong, you should see it and correct it.
So you're using that lower amperage to slow your run down and put a little more metal in place as you go.
Right. Okay, there's a couple things going on here that, I mean, I don't like how much I've got to fill. That's crazy. But the shape of the weld pool, I don't like weaving outside the weld pool. I mean the beveled edge. I don't like doing that.
So you're just going right to your outside
I'll
edge.
go out to I'll go out to the edge and I'll just hang out and pause. But I'm looking below the rod to see the red metal wash out that beveled edge. And then I look below the rod, see the dark line. That's where the weld pool is solidifying. So that would represent the height of it. And I'm in a bad position here on this table.
Put my safety eyes on.
Hey. You always got to do a quick draw on these things. Oh, you want to clean your... Borderline, yeah, you know, it's not real good with it. That's a lot to fill. 1/8 inch, it'd probably be digging too much. So I'm in between here on the fill. Oh, come on, darling, stop it.
You're welding like me now.
Well, it's like snow skiing. I'll do anything to keep from falling, you know. I don't want to stick that rod. See, to me, this is the last place you'd want to set a dig situation with the arc force. It's already...
When you're already a little bit low and you're trying to fill it.
Right, and I despise undercut, which I think I'm leaving it right here. I don't know. My hands are in a horrible spot with the edge of this table.
Now, if you were going to run the top half of that downhill, what would you change about your setup?
Well, what with cellulose rods or?
Yeah. Well, if you're going to run 70-18.
I wouldn't run 70-18 downhill.
Why not?
Don't ever do that. Leaves a paper thin deposit. No strength. It's too fluid. Runs right down in front of you. A lot of people have said, "Oh, I run all the time that way." I don't do it. It's just, I mean, I'd like to see it done. I'm open-minded. I don't see it happening myself. Regular 70-18. 80-45 P2, maybe, yeah. We can run a couple 80-45s if you want. Or downhill low hydrogen rod. Just turn it back up. Or we can try this 1/8 inch.
Let's try that 80 series rod.
Try what?
Let's try that 80 series rod downhill.
The 80-45s?
Yeah.
P2s? All right. I believe there's a couple of them right down there. The ones laying perpendicular to the tube. Yeah. Now, so this is this is going to be a bowler. It's a Fox BBD 85, no 80-45 P2. I think I want to run this with like 115, believe it or not, 120. This
Going
needs to run
downhill?
hot. Huh?
Going downhill?
Yeah. Here's what I like, you know, we're problem solving all the time. So I know that this particular rod, no matter the manufacturer, it's kind of squirrely. It wants to leave porosity right at the very start. And it also, I mean, what's it designed to run with? Where we use this a lot? Engine drives outside, right? So here's where I'd go. Here's where I'd play with the arc force and go back up a little bit, or the hot start. Actually, the hot start. I don't want to leave the porosity behind at the start. So let's go down here to arc force and leave it at 15. Hot start time will go back up to 0.7, and then the hot start amperage Go up here to 30. Give it another little punch. And see what happens when we start. I want to run 2 stringers. I don't want to try to weave this across there. Okay?
So you're gonna run a stringer on each side of the outside of that bevel.
Oh, stop it. Honey, hush. I don't think I'm high enough in amperage. I really don't. I didn't bring the spec book or spec sheet for this. I don't have any porosity though.
Flux comes
But I don't
out
think I'm
real
hot
easy.
enough. I think it needs to be about 135. 140 maybe.
If you had a decent hand, you just say up 15.
What I understand about this, once you strike up, you go. You don't play around and wait. I believe I left porosity. I don't think I'm hot enough yet.
It
Or
sounds
maybe
cold.
I'm naive to the arc length. Maybe I need to run a little bit longer arc length.
I'm gonna dress it and we'll show the camera real quick.
No, it's got some buggers in it. I don't think I was hot enough. Not hot. It wasn't hot enough. That's got some porosity in it. So,
You think that was more arc length?
yeah, I do. Well, I think I was too low in amperage. I haven't run this in a while. And all these brands, they run a little different amperages. Go to 145. And no, I got porosity in that one too.
I had to mess you up.
Well, I mean, again, some of these rods don't want to run they don't want to run on the inverter style. They like to run the engine drive volt amp curve. I don't know. Haven't experimented enough. When it gets going, it leaves a nice deposit. Hey, Jesse, this plate's hot.
I bet.
Hope the camera guy's quick. Oh, yeah. Well,
But overall, playing around with some.
when it gets going, it runs pretty sweet. However,
A little bit maybe right at the start.
it's definitely got some guts to it. That machine is pretty stout. So it's 280 amp machine,
280 amp. Yep.
DC. And now, what'd you say about the another adjustment here? You push in and get what? Another.
You have a course adjustment on the amp, all the
Oh,
settings.
oh, oh.
Yeah, so you push
Okay.
in.
And I was going by single digits.
Yeah, you were going singles, but you can go by tens.
I'm getting better.
It happens.
First time I've been on the machine. It does have some guts to it.
No, but for playing around with it, running some different stuff and me messing you up.
I experiment with it. Stick and TIG.
Stick and TIG, yeah, DC TIG with pulse, so it's got all the DC TIG features you want. So if you're doing
Well, it definitely has the arc force features and the time for the hot start and everything, and it's noticeable.
yeah,
I've not run a machine up that high on the start.
yeah. I think for like a mobile guy though, you can run this off an engine drive. You got a real
man.
powerful, 280 amps. There's not much you can't do with 280 amps.
Right, and learn the machine and do some tricks. So yeah. Anyway, that's my portion of it, and I believe you're going to do some TIG.
We're gonna do some TIG with it here in the next video. I
Okay.
think we probably tap this one out running
Hey,
this, but we'll probably do some TIG with this machine, doing some. It's a 5 amp minimum, so we'll probably do some thin stuff, see how low we can go with that machine, show it off a
would you
little
do me
bit.
a favor and run some silicon bronze? I outlive all my hickory handles. I soak them so many times they don't last. So I braided this one, and if I'd cram that in there, if you're gonna miss that way. But if you would take silicon bronze that in there, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, when you do the TIG video, I'll hit that for you, Bob.
Well, I appreciate it.
My payment for you showing off this
Oh,
280.
I mean, I want to learn. This thing intrigues me. I want to run some more hood time on it. What's this taste like? I better not. Thank you. Appreciate you. Well mean, well green.
We'll see you guys. Have a good one.